Hello, first grade readers. It's Mrs. Saul. I'm here with a story for you again. So before I read you the story, just like we've been doing all week, please make sure that first you completed your schema worksheet about stray dogs. Actually, I shouldn't say completed because today you are going to be working on that worksheet as I read the story to you. So you'll notice on the page that it says the title, it says what we're going to be thinking about. Our schema is going to be about stray dogs. And then you will see that there is a box that says before. That means that I want to know your schema before we read. There's one that says during. That means we're going to stop and you're going to write down your schema during the story. And then there's another box at the bottom that says after. That box we're going to fill in when we're done reading the whole book. Okay, so before I introduce the book, please make sure that you completed the box that says before. So I want to know everything you know about stray dogs. Now, friends, sometimes we don't have any schema about a topic. And that's okay. Our story is called The Stray Dog. Here's a picture. Here's a dog. I'll give you a closer look. And again, if you didn't do that worksheet, please pause the video and go ahead and fill in the before box on your worksheet. And then come back and join us for the story. Okay. So let's get ready to activate our schema. Now, this story is called The Stray Dog. It was written and illustrated by Mark Simon. And this is about a family that goes on a picnic and finds a stray dog. Now, let me think for a minute here. What is a stray dog? And is there anything on the cover of this book or in the title that could help me activate my schema? Well, I know what dogs are. That part's easy. But what does stray mean? I'm not really sure. But if I look at this cover, I do notice that there is another person here. I see the dog. He seems to be the main, picture here. But then I noticed that there is, sorry, one of my lights went off. I don't know what's happening with lights lately. There we go. There's another character here. So if I look closely, I can see it looks like a man, and it looks like he has a big net. I wonder if that's going to help me with my schema. What would he be using that net for? I think maybe I have heard that word before, stray. I think maybe I heard it in a movie. And I think maybe a stray dog is a dog that doesn't have a home. I do notice that this dog is not wearing a collar. Usually when a dog belongs to someone, especially if they're outside, they should have a collar on. So maybe this dog doesn't have a home and doesn't belong to anybody. So that's all I know right now because I'm not really sure about stray dogs. That's all I know. I only know a little bit. I think it might be a dog that doesn't have a home. So I'm going to start reading. Now, readers, when we read, sometimes our schema can grow as we read because as we read something, we learn more and we grow our schema. So I'm going to stop you at some point in the book and we're going to write down on our worksheet on the part that says during, in the box that says during, any new schema that we have after reading the story. Okay, so let's get started. The Stray Dog by Mark Simon. I'm also going to be stopping and using my schema and some text evidence to make inferences. Remember, inferences are when we guess about what's going to happen in the story or what is happening in the story. We take a guess as to why a character is doing something or maybe why they look the way they look. So we're going to be using our schema and our text evidence and making some inferences as we read today too. Oh, well, take a look here. Here on the very first page, I see a dog, it looks like, and it looks like he is digging through a garbage bag. I see a banana peel. I see some, it looks like little pieces of orange slices and a soda can maybe. Oh, Well, I do know that dogs like to dig through the garbage sometimes. The Stray Dog. Oh, retold and illustrated by Mark Simon from a true story by, I can't see that name, Rico Sassa. Oh my goodness. Boys and girls, you know, I never noticed that this was a story that's being retold. That reminds me of when we read Goldilocks and the Three Bears. That was retold. That means that this isn't this author Mark Simon's original story or idea. He heard this story and now he's telling it again in his own words. Oh, and I notice a whole bunch of people with dogs at the dog park. Well, these look like dogs that belong to people. Maybe my schema was wrong. Maybe a stray dog isn't a dog that doesn't have a home. Let's find out. More pictures. Let's take a look. I see what looks like a family. And I can't tell if they're leaving their house, if mom is shutting the door, or maybe she's going in. I'm not sure, but I think maybe they're going somewhere because the kids are jumping down the stairs and they look pretty excited. I think if they were going in the house, the kids would be going the other way. And I noticed that mom has a bag here. She has a bag in her hand. Oh, and they have a grill. And it looks like this might be dad. And it looks like he's putting something in the trunk of the car. Maybe they're going somewhere. It was a great day for a picnic. Oh, I think I just found out where they're going. It looks like they live in the city. Here's their car, and it's going this direction. I noticed there's a lot of trees over in this direction. So maybe this is where they're going for their picnic. It looks like they might be leaving the city they live in to go somewhere nice to have a picnic. Not that you can't have a picnic in the city, but maybe they want to go somewhere where there's a lot more trees and grass. Cities don't always have a lot of that. "What's this?" asked the father. "It's a scruffy little dog," said the mother. "He looks hungry," said the girl. "I think he wants to play," said the boy. Well, I think we were correct. I think they are going on a picnic. So let's take a look because Dad says, "What's this?" And then the boy says it's a scruffy dog. The girl says he looks hungry. I'm sorry, the mom says it's a scruffy dog. The girl says he looks hungry, and the boy said he thinks he wants to play. That looks like the dog from the cover. They look kind of surprised to see him. I can tell by looking at their faces. Dad is kind of like, "Oh, look at that. No one expected a dog." The children played with him and taught him to sit up. They named him Willie. They kept playing until it was time to go. I'm going to just move this out of the way so you could see all the pictures. So it said that the children played with him and taught him to sit up. I think the pictures are telling me a little bit more than the words here. So I'm going to look closely. I see he's eating. So I think they maybe fed him something they made on the grill. Here they're playing ball. Here they're playing with a stick. Oh, look. Here, Willie, as they're calling him, is jumping over the boy. Here's where they taught him how to sit. And it looks like here, he's running away with the ball. So maybe they're, playing fetch with him. Now, I can use my schema here, okay? And I can use the text evidence, which is looking at their faces. And I think I can infer that Willie and the kids are having fun together. Now, I know that when I play with dogs, I happen to like dogs. Not all dogs, some dogs can be a little scary, but I like most dogs. And when I play with a dog, I notice that they wag their tail and they jump. And just like these kids at faces that I see in the story, oh, not his face, we can't see his face, hers and his, they look like they're having a lot of fun and they're happy playing together. I can infer that because they're all smiling. I can also infer, friends, that Willie must like these kids because he's not running away. He's not their dog. They just found him while they were on a picnic. He came out from behind the bushes. Probably because he smelled something cooking on the grill, right? I know dogs like when they smell food. I have that schema. So I think that Willie likes them. He's listening to them, right? Because he's sitting up when they're asking him to. He's playing fetch with them. And he's not running away. He's not trying to get away from them. If dogs don't like a person, they often will go the other way. They don't want to hang around with you. So I think I can infer that Willie and the kids are enjoying each other's company here. Let's take Willie home, said the children. No, said the father. He must belong to somebody, explained the mother, and they would miss him. Oh, yeah. So the kids obviously had so much fun with Willie that they now want to take him home, but Dad said no, and Mom said he has to belong to somebody and then those people would miss him. That's true. Maybe Willie is just lost. Maybe a stray dog is another word for a lost dog. On the way home, the girl said, maybe Willie doesn't belong to anybody. So friends, they're on their way home now. I can tell that it's starting to get dark because the sky that was blue and bright before is, looking a little bit darker, like the sun is setting. Here's their car heading back towards the city. Now, I can again make an inference on this page. The girl just said, while they were driving home, now they're pretty close to home already, maybe Willie doesn't belong to anybody. Friends, that tells me that even though they left their picnic place in the park and they're on their way home, that she is still thinking about Willie. I know because she just said maybe he doesn't belong to anybody. So that tells me, that's a clue that she must still be thinking about him. During the week, all the family had Willie on their minds. I'm going to show you this picture nice and close. I want you to take a close look at Mark Simone's illustration here. He says that Willie is on their minds, which means that the family's thinking about him. If something's on your mind, it doesn't mean that something's sitting on your head, right? It means if something's on your mind, it means you're thinking about it. You can't stop. You keep thinking about it. It keeps popping into your head. So I think that's what he means. So let's look really closely at these pictures. Now, I already read these words, but I noticed there's some other words on the page. I should probably look closely and read those. I see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It must be all week. They must have gone on their picnic on the weekend. I know that's when a lot of moms and dads and families can get away and go have a picnic because they have time because they're not working. Some parents don't work on the weekends. Some do. So I think if I look closely, I might be able to infer some more things. Now, I know that the family was thinking about Willie when they left him because the little girl was talking about him on her way home. So let's look at what's happening. Here we go. Let's look at Dad first on Monday. Well, it looks like Dad is pouring himself some coffee, but he is not paying attention. And the coffee cup is already filled and he's still pouring. And now it's leaking out of the cup onto the tablecloth and down onto the floor. And he's not even looking at it. Look, he's looking the other way. Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, look what's happening here. The little girl is walking up the steps and it looks like she's tripped and she has a cup of something, milk or water. Oh boy. I know sometimes if I trip, it's because I'm not really paying attention to where I'm going. I'm not looking where I'm going. Thursday. Let's take a look at Thursday. Well, looks like the brother is supposed to be playing baseball in a game, but here's the ball, there's his mitt, and if I look very closely at his eyes, it doesn't look like he's even trying to catch that ball. And now let's take a look at Mom on Friday. Mom looks like she's cooking. She's in the kitchen. Now, I don't know about your family, but when my family cooks, we don't just usually sit and let things, cook all by themselves. We have to pay attention. It doesn't look like Mom's paying attention. She's sitting there. She has a spoon in her hand, but look what's happening over here on the stove. Oh my goodness. It looks like whatever is in this pot is boiling over, and whatever is in this pan is burning. I see smoke. All right, friends. It's time to infer. So let's use our schema, not just about stray dogs, but let's use our schema about what we know about this family. We know this family went on a picnic. We know that they found a dog and they played with him all day. And when it was time to go, the kids wanted to take him home. We know that even on their way home, they were thinking about the dog. So I have all that schema about these characters in my head. Now, after looking closely at all these pictures, that the author's trying to tell me this is what was happening all week long, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Dad is not paying attention to what he's doing, and he's spilling coffee everywhere. The sister is not paying attention to where she's walking, and she's tripping and spilling. The brother is not paying attention to his baseball game and he missed the ball. Mom is not paying attention to what she's cooking and she's burning things and spoiling whatever it is she's making there. So my schema about this family and this text evidence I see on this page should help me make an inference about what is happening here. I want you to take a minute, and if someone's next to you, I want you to tell them what you're thinking. Why is this happening to the family? Share your thoughts. Why is all of this happening? Why are they not paying attention to what's going on? Making all of these mistakes, right? Well, I don't know about you, but I think they are so busy thinking about Willie and what Willie's doing and if Willie has an owner and where he is, that they're not paying attention to things they're supposed to be paying attention to. I think the author is trying to show us here that they are still thinking about Willie. They still have Willie on their mind. Oh. Saturday. It's Saturday. Look where they are. That looks like the same spot they went last week, doesn't it? So it looks like they're having a picnic again, friends. I can also see when I look really closely, like readers have to do, we have to look really closely so we don't miss things, that they have left a bowl of water and it looks like maybe a hamburger or some food on a plate. Can you make an inference? Why is that there? Do you know? I think I know. I think they're hoping Willie comes back. Yeah. So they left out water and a hamburger. Oh my goodness. And look what else I just noticed. Take a good look at Dad. Okay, here's the family sitting at the picnic table. Look where Dad's eyes are. Dad's eyes look like this. He's looking over his shoulder. And over his shoulder here, I see a bush. And guess what, friends? This page looks a lot like the page where they first went on their picnic. I'm going to go back and check. Sometimes readers go back and check if they have an idea or they notice something. So I'm going to go back. Let's see. Oh, look at that. I was right. This looks like the same spot where they saw Willie in the very beginning of the book. Friends, I think there's water in a burger there, and I think Dad's looking over his shoulder because they're hoping that Willie comes back. Did you think the same thing? Willie! They all cried when he appeared. But Willie didn't stop. Willie was in a big hurry. Yep, look at how fast Willie's running. And look at the family. Oh my goodness, friends, look at their faces. Do you see how happy they are? Look at those happy faces. Dad has kind of stood up and Mom's getting up and the kids have their arms in the air. All those faces and that body language shows me the characters are so excited to see Willie, but it said that Willie didn't stop. I thought Willie liked this family. Why isn't he stopping? And the author also said he was in a big hurry. And look at this. This looks like he was trying to show us how fast Willie's running. He made this mark there. Why? I think I need to look more closely at this picture. Why is Willie in such a big hurry? Oh, I think I spotted something. Do you see what I see? Oh boy. He looks familiar. He was on the cover of our story. I think that man with the big net is trying to catch Willie. Oh, look, friends. Aside from my Post-it note, there are no words on this page. Do you think we should just skip it? Do you think the author put this page here on accident? Maybe he didn't mean to put that there. Or maybe he forgot to type the words? No, friends, we've talked a little bit about this. Authors and illustrators, everything they put in the book is there for a reason. So our jobs as readers is to look at it and pay attention to it and think about it. That's most important. So let's look. Okay, I'm going to hold it up so you can see the whole thing. I see Willie over here, and I see that guy trying to catch him. And over here, I see the kids running. I think he's trying to catch Willie. I think the kids are trying to catch Willie too. Friends, right now, I want you to pause the video again. And I want you to go back to your worksheet and I want you to fill in the box that says during. And I want to know if you have any new schema about stray dogs. You're not going to tell me about any other characters. I just want to know, is there anything else that you maybe remembered as we've been reading about stray dogs? Or maybe something you learned after reading this much of the book about stray dogs. Can you please go add that to your worksheet right now? And when you're done, come back and press play. Okay, so if you're back, I guess you went and did your middle box on your worksheet and wrote your schema during the story. Now, I have a little more schema that has changed a little bit and grown a little bit. I am sure now that a stray dog is a dog that doesn't have a home. And I know this because this dog definitely does not have a home, friends. He's still in the same park where the family had seen him a whole week ago. And I also realized that stray dogs sometimes are caught by a dog catcher. A dog catcher or animal control are people who work to keep animals safe. Doesn't seem like it sometimes. And I know that in movies I've seen with animal catchers, they're not always the nicest people, but animal catchers, really their job is to try to keep animals safe. And so this guy, I think, is an animal catcher. He is a dog catcher, or an animal. He works for the Animal Protection Agency, and he's trying to catch Willie. I think the kids are trying to stop him here. Look how fast Willie's running. Look at how his back legs are actually coming in front of his front legs. That's showing me that he's running so fast. He has no collar. He has no leash, said the dog warden. Oh, I called him a dog catcher, but I guess a dog warden is another name. This dog is a stray. He doesn't belong to anybody. The boy took off his belt. Look at poor Willie, by the way. Oh, look at him. He's inside the net. The dog catcher got him. And now he's talking to the kids, and he's pointing at Willie. The boy took off his belt. Here's his collar, he said. The girl took off her hair ribbon. Here's his leash, she said. His name is Willie, and he belongs to us. Well, that was a good idea. So they realize the dog catcher is going to take Willie because he knows he doesn't belong to anybody. So now they're telling him, no, he belongs to us. And the boy said, here's his collar, and the girl said, here's his leash. I wonder if this is going to work. Do you think the dog warden is going to believe them? Make a prediction. Make a guess about what you think. I know what I think. I think that he's going to believe them. Let's see. Oh, wait, sorry. Yes, I didn't skip any pages. I was right. Look, they're jumping up and down. Willie's so excited, and the dog catcher is all the way over here, which means he let Willie out and go with the family. But look, there was no words on this page again. Thank goodness I didn't skip it, or else I would have missed this most exciting part. Let's think about everything that has happened in this story so far, boys and girls, okay? Let's use our schema and our text evidence and make a prediction about what's going to happen next. Let's infer. Now remember, the family went to the park one weekend to have a picnic, and while they were there, they found a dog, and they played with the dog all day. And when it was time to go, they didn't take the dog because they thought maybe it belongs to somebody. So they drove home and they thought about Willie the whole way home. And all week long, they made silly mistakes because they were thinking about Willie all week long. And the next weekend, they went back to the park for another picnic. And here they have discovered Willie again. And now they know the dog warden is trying to catch him. So, what do you think is going to happen next? Use your schema, use the text evidence, everything we've read, and see if you can infer what's going to happen. Tell someone next to you what you think. I'm thinking too. Okay, so I think that they're going to take Willie home. Did you think that too? I think that because they went on a picnic and they found this dog and they thought about him all week when they didn't take him home the first time, and then they went back. They went back to the same place to have a picnic, and they were put food and water down on the ground. That tells me that they were hoping Willie would come back. And now that they've seen that a dog warden is trying to catch him, they know he definitely doesn't have a home. And I think they're going to bring him home. Let's see if we're right. This is so exciting. I love this part when I take a guess in a story and then I turn the page to see if I'm right. Here we go. They took Willie home. Oh my goodness, look. They took him home and they are having a bath. The boy looks like he has jumped in the bathtub, and the girl, and here's Willie. Everybody's getting cleaned up in the bathtub. Oh boy, they're making quite a mess. Reminds me of the pigeon book when he was in the bath, remember? Text-to-text connection. And after that, they introduced him to the neighborhood, where he met some very interesting dogs. Friends, I remember seeing all these dogs and people on the first page before the story started, remember? And I thought maybe I was wrong about what stray dogs were, but I think I was right. Those were just neighborhood dogs. And now, here is Willie with the kids, and he's meeting a poodle. Wow, those are lots of interesting dogs. And Willie settled in where he belonged. Wasn't that a nice book? Look, they even got him a dish that says Willie and a nice comfy bed. Oh, that was such a good book, wasn't it? So we had a lot of inferencing in this story. And a lot of stories you read have a lot of inferencing. There were several pages too with no words. Don't forget, don't skip over pages with no words. That just means the author wants you to do some work. He doesn't want to give you the words, or she doesn't want to give you the words. They want you to think for yourself. What's happening on this page? We did a good job of that on the few pages in this book that didn't have any words. Now, I have another question for you. Do you think if I didn't show you the pictures in this book, do you think you would have understood the story as well? I don't think so, and I'm going to give you an example. During the week, all the family had Willie on their minds. Now, you probably remember what this page looks like, but if I didn't show you, would you have known that they were all making silly mistakes? No way. If I didn't show you the picture that just said Saturday, would you have known what they did on Saturday when they went back to the park for a picnic? No, you wouldn't. If I didn't show you the page where it said, Willie, they all cried when he appeared, but Willie didn't stop. Willie was in a big hurry. You probably wouldn't have understood that the dog warden was after him. The reason I'm talking about that with you, friends, is because I really want you to understand how important it is to stop and look carefully at pictures when we read. Sometimes first graders like to read as fast as they can and say, oh, I'm done, I read the book. But that's not what good readers do. Good readers take their time and they stop and they pause and they think. And sometimes they even go back and check other pages. We did that. Remember, we flipped back to check out some of the pictures from the beginning of the book. So I hope that you remember when you're reading to pay close attention to the pictures, not just the words, and to use what you know, your schema, to help you make inferences with what's happening in the story by using the pictures and the words. Now, I'm wondering if your schema has changed at all about stray dogs. So now when this video is over, I want you to go onto your worksheet again, the same one, and at the bottom is the box that says after. Please fill in any new schema you have about stray dogs. I also want to give a hello to Naira. Hello, Naira. I hope you enjoyed our story. Boys and girls, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.